is up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. Just kidding. It's been a second since I've recorded a video like this. Today we are talking all about understanding vibration. This is the Manifestation 101 series where I give you the manifestation basics so that if you've never heard of manifestation or the laws of attraction or assumption, you can come in, you can watch these videos, you can start to understand how things work. In today's video, we are talking about understanding vibration. Vibration is essentially the difference between where you are and where you want to be. Before we get fully into this, this is the part of the video where I'm supposed to tell you who I am. My name is Natalie Hughes. I am also known as Naf Hughes. I am a life manifestation and mindset coach. I make digital courses, meditations, programs, let me say that again. I make digital courses, meditations, and programs for self-led women and people who are leaving behind disappointment, stagnation, powerlessness, fear, shame, and guilt in favor of self-love, trust, confidence, worth, and self-esteem. Here on my platform, my goal is to help you to deliberately co-create an emotionally fulfilling life. That's a life that looks really good, but that also feels really good. And in order to do that, we do focus a lot on our emotions. We focus a lot on taking care of ourselves emotionally and mentally. So there's a lot of healing that we do, as well as focusing on the co-creative aspect of it, right? The manifestation aspect of it, the energy, the spiritual concepts. If you're in my world, that means you're ready for rapid growth, healing, and empowerment. And I am so excited for today's video because that's what I'm on, okay? I am in this energy of rapid growth, healing, and empowerment, this exponential growth and expansion. I think that that's the phrase that I want to use. Okay, let's jump right into this. So first things first, what is a vibration? A vibration is typically going to be described as like one of two things. They're kind of the same thing, but this is one of those like the differences in the details types of things, right? So number one, a vibration is a feeling. Happiness is a vibration. Love is a vibration. Hope is a vibration. Hate is a vibration. Anger is a vibration. Regret is a vibration. Disappointment is a vibration. Positive expectation is a vibration. Another type of vibration is an energetic state. And I would describe an energetic state as being a phrase. So right now, while I'm filming this in this month of October, I'm doing this thing called the Daily Shift series. So on today's date, I don't remember what day it was. I think that, yeah, we're on like day 9. So we talked about this briefly. Today's video is us really expanding on that concept and what that means. So with an energetic state, it's more of a phrase than it is a feeling. In the video that I did for the Daily Shift, it was kind of like, well, if you want to manifest the car of your desire, then you can tap into the energy of being proud of who you are, proud of the things that you have, blah, 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 blah. But what I would describe now as a better way of talking about that vibration, I would approach it from an energetic state and not a feeling. An energetic state is going to produce feelings within you, but I wouldn't go for the feelings of pride. I would go for the feeling of an energetic state. I drive my dream car is an energetic state. If you're living in the energetic state of I drive my dream car, then you're probably going to feel proud. And as you're living in that energetic state of I drive my dream car and you're feeling the feelings of pride that come as a natural consequence of you living in that energetic state, boom, you got all the pieces. You're a vibrational match to driving your dream car. So let's run down this list. These are examples of energetic states. Number 1, I never get what I want. That's an energetic state. There's never enough for me. That's an energetic state. No one wants what I have to offer. That's an energetic state. Nothing is working. An energetic state. I can't have what I want right now. I have to be quote unquote patient. That's an energetic state. Okay. It's a slow season. That's an energetic state. God doesn't want me to have it right now. That's an energetic state, and I think it's a stupid one, and I think it's the worst energetic state that you could ever be in. And that's just because I have a lot of Aries energy in my natal chart, and I like to get to where I want to go, and I like to get there as quickly as possible. So anyway, I drive my dream car. We already talked about that's an energetic state, and I have the greatest salary. That's an energetic state. So I don't make enough money. That's an energetic state. There's never enough money for bills. That's an energetic state. Sometimes I'm late on my bills. That's an energetic state. I easily take care of my financial responsibility. That's an energetic state. I have more than enough money in my savings. That's an energetic state. There's always more than enough money being generated by my business. That's an energetic state. There is more than enough people ready, willing, and eager to buy from me. That is an energetic state. I have an abundance of clients and customers. That is an energetic state. Are you understanding me? So let's discover some unwanted vibrations, unwanted energetic states. We're talking about the experience you have and what state you're living in when you're having that experience, right? So if you're attracting guys who aren't actually ready for commitment, then you're living in a state where men don't want to commit to you. Oh, he said that he wanted to commit to you, but he didn't really want to commit to you. You're living in a state where men don't want to commit to you. So sometimes you can I'm trying to think of how to best express this. I'm going to wait until we move on to the next slide. Okay. Moving on to the next point. If you're attracting friends who neglect you emotionally, even though you show up for them, you're living in a state where people, in this case your friends, don't show up for you. You're living in a state where you don't get the support that you need. If you're attracting people who can't afford your rates, if the companies that you are applying for aren't offering positions, at the salary that you desire, if people are telling you that they want to hire you, but your rates are too high, you're living in a state where you aren't supported or getting your needs met. You're living in a state where you're not able to get your needs met, okay? Now, when we know what we don't want, when we're in the unwanted vibration, we also, like Abraham Hicks says, simultaneously know what we do want. What's the opposite of that? So if you're attracting guys who are actually ready for commitment, you're living in a state where men are ready, willing, and eager to commit to you. So taking it back to the slide before, if you're living in a state where men don't want to commit to you, you're going to be attracting guys who aren't actually ready for commitment. You're living in a vibration where men do not want to commit to you. You're living in a vibration where you don't get the love that you want. You don't get the love that you need. You don't get the love that you desire. You're living in a vibration where sometimes it looks like it's going to happen, but it never actually happens, and it falls through, and the guys fall short, and they were love bombing you, and blah, 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 right? All of that is a vibration. When you're living in a state where men are ready, willing, and eager to commit to you, that's when you attract the guys who are ready for commitment. When you are living in the state, that's how you attract your desire. You attract your desire by living in the state of your wish fulfilled, is how some people say it. So when you're attracting friends who support you emotionally, you're living in a state where people have the capacity and desire to show up for you. So when you're living in a state where people have the capacity and desire to show up for you, you're going to attract people who support you emotionally, who have the capacity to and the desire to. Boom. Last one. If you're attracting people who can afford your rates, then you're living in a state where you are deeply supported and you know that you're worthy of the lifestyle of your desire. So when you're living in these states, you're attracting these experiences. And the reason why we have it worded like this is because before you have what you want and what you desire, you experience contrast. And the contrast that you experience is reflecting back to you what state you're living in. So you didn't know that you were living in a state where men don't want to commit to you until you attracted the guys who weren't ready for commitment. You didn't know that you were living in a state where you weren't supported or you weren't getting your needs met until you were attracting people who couldn't afford your rates. You didn't know that you were living in a state where people don't want what you have to offer until you have those experiences. Your reality is always reflecting back your vibration. Your reality is always a reflection of the state that you're living in, the state that you're living in a majority of the time, right? Your dominant vibration, your dominant point of attraction. What that means is more often than not, this is how you live. More often than not, this is how you feel. Pick a random day of the week, random time. 9 times out of 10, you feel like this. 9 times out of 10, you feel like men don't want to commit to you, right? Having that moment where you're like, I want my husband, I want my spouse, I want to get what I want and desire, that does not change your dominant vibration. That does not change the energy that you're vibrating at for a majority of the time. So your reality is going to reflect your dominant vibration. It's going to reflect where you're vibrating at for a majority of the time. Okay. So now we're asking the important questions. What's that like? I'm trying to know what that be like. I think that's the phrase, right? So you know what you don't want because you've experienced it in your life. You know that you don't want people who are going to cheat on you. Somebody cheated on you. Somebody was unfaithful to you. You came into the awareness that, oh my God, I'm living in a state where people aren't loyal to me. People don't support me. People don't care for me. People don't consider the emotional consequences that their actions will have on me, right? If you're at this place, really quick, pause. If you're at the place where you're like, I don't know what state I'm living in. I know that I'm experiencing a whole bunch of things that I don't like, but I can't look at my experience and be like, boom, this is the story I'm telling myself. This is what happened in that relationship. This is what happened at that job. If you don't have that just yet, it's totally fine and it's okay. And I actually do have a free offer that is made to help you identify exactly this. And it's called the 6 Steps from Stuck to Self-Aware bundle. Inside of that bundle, you'll get my signature process for identifying your limiting beliefs. In other words, you'll be identifying which state you're living in when you experience those frustrating moments, when you experience that disappointment, when you don't get what you want, when things fall short, when you feel like nothing is working, etc., etc., etc. You'll be able to identify exactly, oh, this is the state that I'm living in. Okay, so you know what you don't want, and now you come into an awareness of what you do want. All right, I'm living in a state where men don't want to commit to me. I'm attracting guys who aren't actually ready for commitment. What do I want instead? I want to attract guys who are actually ready for commitment. I want to live in a state where men are ready, willing, and eager to commit to me. It's great that you have that clarity. That clarity is amazing. However, just knowing the opposite vibration isn't enough to change your physical reality. How many of us are aware that we would like to have millions of dollars? Being aware of the desire isn't what shifts it, right? Declaring that you want to experience the opposite vibration isn't enough. And the reason why it's not quote unquote enough to completely change your entire life and your reality, it's enough to move things along, right? And we're always being guided. If you follow Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction, right? We have that flow towards our desires. I haven't heard it in such a long time. There's a river and you're flowing on the river, you're floating downstream, right? Your desires are all downstream. So the point is that technically, on a technicality, wanting what you want is enough. But wanting it doesn't shift your vibration. And as long as your vibration isn't shifting, then your reality isn't shifting either. Why? Because your reality is a reflection of your dominant vibration. Are you understanding me? Are you understanding me? So what this means is you're not attracting from what you desire. There's a part of you that is attracting from what you desire, right? That's your inner being. Abraham Hicks' law of attraction says your inner being is instantaneously a vibrational match to your desire. So your inner being, your soul, your higher self is calling you forward towards what you desire. But you have your inner being, your soul, your higher self, and then you also have your conscious self. So that's where there can be an experience of a tug and a push and a pull. You have the higher self who is like, hey, you want more money? Let's start a business. And then you have your conscious self, your fears, your limiting beliefs that say, I can't start a business. Nobody wants what I have to offer. You have your inner being that's like, hey, we want a husband. We can absolutely have a husband. Let's go do this to get a husband. And then you have the limiting belief that says, I can't find a husband in that area. I can't find a husband in that neighborhood. Or you have the limiting belief that says, I don't know how to find a husband. I don't know where guys are that want commitment. No men in Atlanta want commitment. All of the men in Atlanta are gay. Your inner being, your higher self is like, I know the perfect guy who would love us just as we are. Your conscious self, your limiting beliefs are going, I can't go on a date right now because I have to lose 20 pounds. So technically, you are attracting from what you desire. Technically, your inner being is a vibrational match to your desires. Your inner being is always trying to guide you. Your inner being is always trying to tell you, hey, let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's move towards this. All we got to do is this and this and this and this and this, right? But consciously, you've got to do your part as well. And that's where it becomes a co-creative process. So, okay. You're not attracting from what you desire. You're attracting from where you're vibrating. This is called your point of attraction. So, yes, your inner being is impacting your overall vibration, but you are consciously in control of your dominant vibration. You control what you think about moment to moment to moment. You control the energy that you vibrate at moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. You are in control. It is with your thoughts, your attention, and your focus that you determine how you feel from moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. It was you who chose to put on Me, Myself, and I by Beyonce on repeat, and who chose to sit and cry yourself to sleep. And I may or may not be talking about past versions of myself who my heart goes out to. That was a choice. In that moment, consciously, you chose to sit in the vibration of Me, Myself, and I. That's all I have until the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry, except I definitely was crying. I took a vow that from now on, I'm going to be my own best friend. I could shed a tear right now. I chose to be in that vibration. Something happened when I started choosing things differently. When I would experience heartbreak, when I would experience disappointment in romance, I created a rule for myself. Beyonce, I love you. Giselle, if you're listening to this, this is never any shade. I am your number one fan. But the one thing that I'm not allowed to do, if I'm ever experiencing heartbreak, sadness, relationship shit, I can never, ever, ever listen to Me, Myself, and I. I can't do it. I'm not allowed. I will not allow myself to wallow in the bad, shitty feelings. I'm going to process my stuff. I'm going to handle my stuff. I'm going to take emotional responsibility for myself because that's what any grown woman would do. But I'm not going to wallow. And there's a difference in vibration of taking emotional responsibility for myself, treating myself with care, supporting myself in moving through emotionally difficult situations versus sitting and wallowing in the energy of Me, Myself, and I. That's all I have. I can't depend on a man. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? You choose how you feel. You choose your vibration, whether you're doing it consciously, deliberately choosing to feel differently, or you're doing it subconsciously, which we've talked about subconscious and stuff like that in other videos inside of this Manifestation 101 series. I don't remember which ones it was, so just go watch all of them. Okay. When you want a new experience, you have to practice a new vibration. To vibrate at a different place is to change your point of attraction, right? When you've done this, then what you want is automatically magnetized to you. So when you're vibrating at a different place, you're changing your point of attraction. When you're changing your point of attraction, what you want is automatically magnetized to you. And it has to be, because that's the whole fucking law. It's the law of attraction. You attract what you're a vibrational match for. What you focus on impacts what you're a vibrational match for, right? So when we understand vibration, we understand how vibration is reflected back to us in our reality, and we understand how to shift our vibration, we are well on our way to a position of empowerment over our own lives, over our own realities. So you have to practice the vibration of, I drive my dream car. You have to practice the vibration of, people are ready, willing, and eager to pay me. You have to practice the vibration of, there is an unlimited amount of abundance available to me. You have to practice the vibration of, there's more than enough money available to me. You have to practice the vibration of, I'm deeply and completely loved and supported. So there's lots of different ways to shift your point of attraction, to shift your vibration. In today's video, we are talking about vision boards, which you know that I love. Vision boards that are going to shift your point of attraction. It's more than just putting pretty pictures together. With the right energetic mindset and visual tools, a vision board is a screenshot of your desired vibration. And instead of telling you, I'm going to show you. So first things first, this is one quick, easy, simple vision board that I created and that I threw together. Instantly, I look at this picture, my energy shifts and my energy changes. Number one, because I like all of the shoes on the picture. You might be looking at this and be going like, ew, I don't like those shoes. And it's not your vision board created to shift your energy. You understand? So your vision boards are something that's very personalized. It's not about what other people think is good. It's about what's going to shift your energy, what's going to draw your attention, what's going to get you going. Okay? I think 2 out of 3 of these shoes are Louboutins. I think those are. I don't think that I've ever seen like those myself, but they look like red bottoms on the bottom and it gives me a Loubi vibe. So it's just going to be a Loubi vibe. And then I'm like 98% sure that the shoes on the bottom right are Louboutins. And that's the point. When I see the shoes, I feel fun and I feel flirty and I feel sexy, and they instantly take me to the vibration in my business where I'm successful, where I'm so successful that I can afford to creatively express myself through my wardrobe. Do you know how successful I would have to be to buy Louboutins? It's not just about only getting, what is it, like fucking $1,000 in the bank to buy the pair of shoes. I do not want a pair of Louboutins and I can't afford to go to a nice restaurant to eat at them. And I don't want to buy Louboutins to go to a nice restaurant one time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, in my experience and where I'm going in my life, I understand that having the money to creatively express myself through my wardrobe is a very big signifier. Is that a word? I think so. I'm pretty sure it is. It is a representation of a certain level of success. A certain level of success in my business, a certain level of confidence, an energy in my business where I am so confident in myself and my money and my finances because I've made the money and I've created the financial systems of safety and security for myself. And I'm at the point where I can spend money on the things that I really, really love, like fashion. And I'm also expressing myself on a soul level through the clothes that I wear. So that literally, me talking about this is shifting my energy. Me talking about this is shifting my point of attraction. Do you see how I look at this vision board and instantly I'm able to tell you a story? I'm able to tell you where I'm going. I'm telling you the restaurants that I'm going to. I'm telling you the experiences that I'm having. I could tell you the outfits that I would pair with those shoes. I can tell you exactly what's going on in my financial life based on these shoes that I have. This is a vision board that shifts my point of attraction. Another example. The pictures that I see in this vision board, this is more so like not a vision board, not something that I'm creating in my immediate next chapter of life, but it's some place that I am going. The pictures that I see instantly take me to the emotionally safe, secure, and playful vibration of my future family life. And one of the things that I love so much about this, so every single thing that I do is done with intention. Every single thing that is inside of my vision boards are going to have a very specific intention, right? So a couple of, I don't know, maybe it was weeks ago, I was exploring the vibrations of my desire, as I sometimes always do, and I saw this. What did I see? I saw myself driving in a car. Well, I was in the passenger seat of a car, and I saw my future husband, and he was driving the car, and there was a baby in the car seat in the back seat of the car. And the energy and the vibe that I felt there was, I had this like realization and this shift when it came to safety and security and trusting a man. So a little bit of backstory for me. I was kind of raised by a single mom. Like I was like financially raised by a single mom, but my dad was really there. And as I continue to live, it really kind of feels wrong to say that I grew up without a dad. It's like I didn't really know him. Like after my father passed away. After my father passed away, it was years later that I was with my cousin in Atlanta, and she told me that my dad was a really good cook. My dad was really good at like grilling foods and shit like that. And I had never in my life experienced my father's barbecue. And it just wasn't something that happened. If I had barbecue in my family, then it was probably my oldest brother who, you know, made that and cooked that. I didn't have that experience of my dad kind of like taking care of me or supporting me in that way. I remember our relationship is very complex, and we don't have to get into like all of the things, but there was just moments when my dad tried to support me in certain ways and tried to give things to me, and I was just kind of like, no, like I don't want this, I don't desire this, like please get away from me. So it's very complex. But the point is that my mom was a person who was more reliable. My mom was a person who I was with all the time. My mom was a person who was paying the bills. Whether or not my dad was there, my mom was taking care of me and our family and, you know, clothing and feeding and blah, blah, blah. So as a consequence of my lived experience and my relationship with my father, I didn't really see men as masculine. I was living in a state where men were not masculine. I was living in a state where men were kind of hyper feminine. I was living in a state where men didn't take care of things. I was living in a state where women took care of things, and who fucking knows what men did, probably cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? That was the state that I was living in. So exploring a different vibration, exploring the family life of my desire, it wasn't just like, oh my God, this man is driving me in a car and this means that he's a safe person. It was the feeling, it was the energy, it was the vibe. I realized, oh, in this vibration of my family life and this thing that I'm creating. I have a relationship with a man who's very dependable and very stable and very supportive and very loving and all of these different things. So I know so much more about the man that I'm calling into my life, the man that I'm going to marry. And this vision board is a representation of that. There's a certain level of trust, and there's an intimacy, and there's an adoration. And when I saw that baby picture in the middle of this, I was like, oh my God, like that baby literally looks so freaking similar to the way that I looked as a baby. It's not even funny. Like that could real life be my baby. And we're getting a little bit too much into all of this stuff right now. So what I will just say is that every single thing in this is very important to me, very relevant to me, and very relevant to what I'm creating and what I am moving towards. When I look at this vision board, I am instantly taken into that vibration of my desired family life. And one of the reasons why I created this vision board specifically was because it powerfully took me into that vibration of the type of man who I want to marry, period. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, it's like you want to, I've never put this into words. Like, I saw this on like a TikTok. This lady, she was just like, you should marry and give babies to the airport dad types of people. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, regardless of whether or not he's a dad, it's still the airport dad vibe. And that's what this vision board is giving me. It's giving very much airport dad vibes. Okay? That's all that we have for this part. All right, next one. This is our last vision board. The snapshots that I see in this vision board, the energy is different, right? It instantly takes me to the relaxed, luxurious, successful, and financially supported and abundant vibration of my business. This vision board is really layered and personal. So I'm not going to talk about all of the things that are super duper personal to me. However, I will talk about the writing on it. So the writing on this vision board it's song lyrics from Glamorous by Fergie. It says, first class, up in the sky, poppin' champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I won't change by the Glamorous. I think that's the lyric. It doesn't matter. The point is that Glamorous by Fergie is a really, really significant song for me in my life. I really loved that song when I was a kid, and that was one of my first introductions to wealth and one of my first introductions to glamour. And these are things that I just remember personally. I'm sure if you've been around me long enough, you've heard me tell this story before. The first time that I learned what the word diva was happened because I was inside of my aunt's house, and she had this like table, and she kind of had like all these different like kind of like trinkets and stuff, you know what I mean, like a keychain, maybe she had like makeup and different things like that. I don't remember what else was on the table, but she had this little keychain, and it was kind of like this like silver blingy, and it said diva on it, but there was like cheetah print inside, you know, kind of like filling the letters. And I was like attracted to the cheetah print because I'm a cheetah girl and, you know, all that stuff. And so I asked her like, what is a diva? Because, you know, I'm still learning to read. And she told me, oh, this word is a diva. And she basically explained to me that a diva is a woman who is fashionable and amazing. I don't remember her exact definition of what a diva is, but you could tell that she liked being a diva and that it was a fashionable thing. It was a good thing. It was a sophisticated thing. You want to be a diva. And at that moment in time, I decided I'm going to be a diva. And then Beyonce came out with the diva song. So my experiences of, you know, just different songs and different like cultural stuff that was happening for me in my childhood, I was coming more and more into the awareness that I wanted to be having these elevated experiences. I didn't necessarily understand what popping champagne is, but I knew that I wanted to be first class popping champagne. I knew that that was an experience that I really, really wanted. And so that's been a really important goal of mine, very similar to the shoes, not something that you have one time, not something that you get every once in a while, not something that you know, save up for and work your way towards, which there's nothing wrong with experiences like that, or if that's your desire to have that, but it's not mine. Mine is to have the lifestyle and for it to be easy and for it to be simple and for it to be just incredibly easily affordable for me. So when I see this, it's a layered experience for me. When I see this, not only is it the experience of being first class, not only is it the experience of having champagne, but it's also the experience of that satisfaction and that fulfillment on a whole nother level. It's like a throughout my life. It's like a mama, we made it moment. It's like a being able to go back in time and communicating to my inner child. We got to have our hopes and our dreams and the things that we wanted and the things that we desired, and things worked out for us. I can look at this picture and I could see myself energetically going back in time to the version of myself at 19 years old, getting ready to turn 20 years old, who's deciding to leave college and start this business. And I can tell her, yes, this is one of the greatest choices and decisions that you will ever make in your life. I would tell her it might feel a little bit bumpy in the beginning, or maybe really incredibly bumpy and triggering in the beginning, but it works out really, really well for you. And it's one of the greatest things that you'll ever do. And there's this energy of fulfillment, and there's this energy of satisfaction, and there's this energy of completion that I feel when I look at this vision board. Like I said, it's layered and it's personal. When you're looking at your vision boards, if you can't look at your vision board and go off about what this means for you and about where you're going and what you're creating and why you're creating it and boo, 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 then your vision board isn't shifting your point of attraction like it needs to be. It's not doing what it needs to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I set intentions that are clear, when I understand how to truly explore the vibration of my desired experience, then my vision board becomes a visual affirmation. I am instantly reminded of the work that I've already done. When I looked at every single one of those vision boards, I was literally reminded of the things that I have shifted. In the first vision board, I was reminded of the things that I've shifted for myself financially, in terms of my money mindset, in terms of my relationship with money, in terms of my ideas about financial responsibility. I was instantly reminded of all of the work that I've done and of where I'm going and of how I'm choosing to live and what I'm choosing to do in that experience. In the second vision board, I was instantly reminded of the work that I've been doing in my interpersonal life, in my romantic life, around what kind of men I get to have, what kind of relationships I get to experience, what kind of men I get to allow into my life, what kind of man I get to marry and have babies with. The right vision board is a visual affirmation. I want you to be creating visual affirmations that instantly remind you of the work that you've already done, that instantly remind you of where you're going. Creating the vision board in and of itself, setting intentions and expanding your vision energetically to charge your vision boards and yourself, believing you can get what you desire, and shifting into the energy of getting it now are all skills. Hold on, sorry, I just got a message that I am so grateful for. Okay. And in order to help you create these skills, I have created a new program. I am so freaking excited, y'all. I am so freaking excited for this mother effing program. Number one, I'm going to teach you. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I got a little bit thrown off by that message that I just got. All right, here's the program. Visual Vamp Up. I'm going to teach you to create vision boards that shift your energy, elevate your vibration, and magnetize your desires to you. In this program, I am teaching you to unleash the power of your imagination. How many times do you sit imagining what life could be like, imagining how things could be? The problem isn't living in your imagination. The problem is your relationship with your imagination. And what you believe about the power of your imagination, what you believe about the power of your energy. Inside of this program, I am teaching you how to unleash that power, how to believe that you can have the things that you're creating in these amazing vision boards. So yes, inside of the program, you're going to get the Vision Board 101 miniature course. I'm going to teach you how to find, create, and put together images that are a visual representation or a visual affirmation of your desire. I'm going to teach you how to expand the energy. I'm going to teach you how to explore the world of your desire. We're going to ask the right questions so that you can utilize your imagination in ways that supports you in getting what you want, getting what you desire, feeling good about it, normalizing it, and making it ordinary. And I'm also going to support you in shifting your energy so that you believe that change is happening for you now. Because sometimes we can look at the vision boards and they look so amazing and they look so wonderful and it feels so far away based on where I am at my bank account now versus where I want to be, based on where I am with my social media now versus where I want to be, based on where I am in my love relationships versus where I want to be. It can seem like eons away. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be that. I want you to know that you can have your desires now. I want you to believe that you can have your desires now. I want you not only to know it and to believe it, but to feel into the vibration of it materializing now, of it coming into your life now. This program is all about ending this year with a bang. Going into 2024, feeling proud of what you've accomplished, what you've created, what you've called in. Feeling empowered, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling like that girl or that guy or that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm also going to give you mindset tools to help you believe you can reach your goals now. Oh, I already said that. So it's a goal setting course. Yes, we're talking about vision boards. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to do all the things and get all the energy nice and right. But I'm also going to do that mindset element. We're setting goals that work for us, and how can we develop a relationship with our goals where we feel confident that they're coming in, where we feel like we've got it and like it's already ours. So you're going to get a lot of teachings on those energetics, those spiritual concepts. They're going to really help you to open up, expand, open up to divine guidance. The more time that you spend in alignment with your desires, the more things get clear, the more things get focused. Y'all, I have recently over the past maybe month, maybe 2 months, but just really, okay, it's been a while, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I've been becoming so aware of exactly what I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is what I'm doing next. And I'm not saying all of the things because, I like to mind my own business. But it's like, I know what I'm doing over the next year. I know what I'm doing over the next 2 years. I know when I'm going to be ready to buy my first house, and I know where I'm buying that first house, and I know, kind of sort of how I'm renovating the house. And that's not something that I've exactly explored yet, but it's like, I know exactly what's happening around there. And I just have a timeline that I've never had before. I was on live maybe a couple of months ago. I think it was last month. And I was talking about weddings. I had come into awareness of, oh my God, I want to have this type of wedding. And after my wedding, we should have a freaking yacht party. And then there can be dolphins and then this and this and this. And I think my wedding dress could look like this and blah, 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 blah. And just all of these different really beautiful details powerfully coming up. And it's all because when you're a vibrational match to what you want, when you're a vibrational match to your desires, all of these different elements will start showing up. Things start getting clearer. You start getting more ideas. You start getting more inspirations. And it's just a really powerful thing. And I would love for you to have this skill set. I would love for you to have the ability to utilize your imagination for good instead of worrying about the worst case scenario, instead of being afraid that you're not going to get what you want and desire. I want you to use your imagination to fuel your confidence, to fuel your belief in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then you're also inside of this program going to get a vision board party where you will be partying with me. Okay. I just might be sober for the vision board party because I'm on my period right now, so I'm probably going to be on pain meds, so I probably will be sober. But it doesn't matter. It's a party, and you don't have to be sober unless you want to be, and that's okay too. Anyway, we're going to party together. We're going to create a vision board in live time. Technically, it'll be a replay, but during that vision board party, you're going to see me work. You're going to see me find images, edit images, pull images together. I got some really exciting things that I'm really, really super excited to show you. I'm going to riff on my current goals, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek behind the veil, and I'm going to tell you a couple of the things that I'm working on that I'm super excited about. I'm going to talk to you about the importance of your focus. We're going to learn more about energy and imagination, whoop-de-whoop. We'll also discuss other manifestation and life coaching concepts. I am so incredibly excited to get you guys inside of this program. You're going to love this. We already know how to visualize. We already know how to exercise our imaginations. Let us vamp this up. Let us boost our energy so that we can create vision boards, so that we can get clear on where we're going, and we can utilize these tools to help powerfully pull us along, help powerfully support the manifestation of these desires into our physical realities. Right here and right now, Visual Vamp Up is in its pre-sale. This is the very first day of the public pre-sale. Over the weekend, there was a pre-sale that was exclusive to my email list. And if you're not on my email list, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Because the people on my email list got 50% off, and they get early access this week on Thursday. So if you were on my email list, instead of getting 25% off, which is still a sexy price, you could have gotten 50% off, and you could have gotten into the program this week on Thursday, like all of the amazing people, thank y'all by the way, who got into it during the pre-sale are going to be doing or experiencing. I forgot how I started that sentence, but it doesn't matter. Right here and right now, until October 16th, you can get into the Visual Vamp Up program for 25% off. You will get access to the program and all of its contents when it officially goes live on October 17th. Sorry, I do not like that little thing. Okay, so, oh my goodness gracious, my brain. I am like working at 85% capacity. I did not plan for my menstrual cycle to be happening in the middle of this launch. You know what I mean? But, you know, we do what we do. Okay. It's in its pre-sale from today until the 16th. You'll get 25% off while it's in its pre-sale. Then the program goes live on the 17th. If you are watching this after or on or after the 17th, then it's full price. When you enroll, you'll get instant access to the course and the vision board party. And the cart will be open until October 29th. So if you're watching this after October 29th, then my apologies. you'll have to wait until next year to get into this amazing, amazing, amazing program. Okay? So if I was you, I would get into it now. I would secure your spot. This is gonna be so freaking good. All right. I love you so, so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If this helped you, if it supported you, if it shifted your energy, if it helped you understand vibration, energy, these spiritual concepts more than you ever have before, I would love to hear from you. I'd love your feedback in the comment section of this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And I highly, highly suggest that you get on my email list so that in the future, when I launch new programs and I'm hosting those exclusive sales for my email list, then you can get in on that fun as well. I love, love, love you. I will talk to you in the next one. Also, the links are in the description. I feel like I said that, but maybe I didn't. And thank you for liking it. And also send this to somebody else who needs to hear it and who needs to understand it as well. Okay, now I'm done talking. I love you. Bye.